KASPA'S BLOCKDAG architecture represents the most significant proof-of-work innovation since Bitcoin's original design. Understanding why requires examining the fundamental bottleneck that limits every traditional blockchain. Bitcoin processes blocks sequentially. One block mined, confirmed, then the next begins. This creates an intentional bottleneck prioritizing security over speed. Ethereum attempted to scale through various mechanisms, eventually abandoning proof-of-work entirely. Litecoin reduced block times but still operates sequentially. Every proof-of-work chain has accepted this trade-off. Security requires slowness. BLOCKDAG eliminates this constraint through parallel block processing. Instead of waiting for one block to finish before starting another, KASPA processes multiple blocks simultaneously while maintaining consensus through its DAG structure. This isn't just incremental improvement, it's architectural transformation that changes what proof-of-work can accomplish. The numbers validate the approach. 10 blocks per second, 5,500 transactions per second capacity, and confirmations in under 1 second. These aren't theoretical benchmarks. This is current network performance you can verify by watching the KASPA Explorer right now. Compare this to Bitcoin's 7 TPS and 10-minute confirmation times, or Litecoin's 56 TPS with 2.5-minute confirmations. KASPA operates in a completely different performance tier, while maintaining the proof-of-work security model that Bitcoiners refuse to compromise. The technical elegance here matters for price analysis. KASPA didn't achieve speed through shortcuts, layer 2 complexity, or proof-of-stake centralization. It redesigned the fundamental architecture enabling proof-of-work to scale horizontally. This positions KAS as the answer to a question the market's been asking since Bitcoin's scaling debates began. Can proof-of-work be fast? Technical capability means nothing without actual usage. This is where KASPA's data becomes compelling, and where the 0.08 price looks increasingly disconnected from reality. Current transaction volume shows KASPA processing 5x more daily transactions than Bitcoin. Let that sink in. A blockchain trading at 0.08 is handling more network activity than the $1.3 trillion market cap king of crypto. It's outpacing Litecoin by 14x, despite Litecoin's decade-long head start and established exchange infrastructure. These aren't manipulated numbers from wash trading or artificial activity. These are real transactions. Miners securing the network, users transferring value, applications building on the protocol. The network effect that supposedly protects Bitcoin's dominance isn't preventing users from choosing faster alternatives when speed matters. Mining participation tells the same story. KASPA's hash rate continues climbing, indicating miners find the network economically viable despite the low token price. Exchange listings are expanding globally, providing liquidity that was previously a barrier to entry. Infrastructure development suggests belief in long-term viability beyond speculative trading. What makes this relevant for KAS price? Historical precedent shows transaction volume eventually correlates with market valuation. Ethereum's rise wasn't just about smart contracts. It was about transaction volume demonstrating genuine usage. Solana's initial surge correlated with its ability to handle high-frequency DeFi activity that Ethereum couldn't process. KASPA is now demonstrating similar volume metrics in the proof-of-work space. The market hasn't priced this in yet, which creates the asymmetric opportunity. Either transaction volume doesn't matter for valuation, contradicting every other case study, or KAS remains undervalued relative to its network activity. If this performance analysis is revealing KASPA metrics that mainstream crypto coverage completely ignores, you need to smash that like button immediately and subscribe to TJ Crypto World. I deliver these data-driven investigations daily because the space is saturated with narrative-based content that ignores on-chain activity. Your engagement tells me you're ready for analysis that measures what's deployed, not what's promised. Now let's examine the specific use cases where KASPA's speed creates competitive advantages that could force market revaluation. Speed isn't just a vanity metric, it unlocks use cases that slower chains physically cannot support. Let's examine where KASPA's performance creates practical advantages. Merchant payments represent the most obvious application. Bitcoin's 10-minute confirmations make point-of-sale usage impractical without layer 2 complexity like Lightning Network. KASPA'S sub-second Finality enables direct layer 1 payments without additional infrastructure. Walk into a store, scan a QR code, transaction confirms before you pocket your phone. That's the user experience that drives actual adoption. DeFi trading is speed-dependent. High-frequency arbitrage, liquidation mechanisms, and complex swap routing all require fast confirmations. Ethereum's congestion during volatility spikes created the demand that launched Solana. KASPA offers similar speed advantages while maintaining proof-of-work security that DeFi protocols increasingly value after proof-of-stake centralization concerns. Gaming microtransactions need instant, cheap processing. Blockchain gaming repeatedly fails because transaction costs and confirmation times destroy user experience. KASPA'S fee structure and speed make in-game economies viable without centralized custodians or Layer 2 friction. Enterprise systems evaluating blockchain integration prioritize throughput and reliability. Companies processing payroll, supply chain verification, or cross-border settlements need predictable performance at scale. KASPA'S horizontal scalability, where the network gets faster as it grows rather than slower, matches enterprise requirements that Bitcoin and Ethereum fundamentally cannot meet. The pattern across these use cases: speed isn't optional, it's mandatory. Projects attempting these applications on slower chains either fail or compromise on decentralization. KASPA eliminates this trade-off, which is why technical evaluators see potential the market hasn't priced yet. Here's the question that determines everything. Why does KASPA trade at 0.08 while demonstrating superior performance metrics to networks valued exponentially higher? The pessimistic answer: raw technical performance doesn't matter. Bitcoin's value comes from its position as digital gold, not its transaction speed. Network effects, brand recognition, and institutional adoption create moats that technical superiority can't overcome. MySpace was faster than Facebook initially. Didn't matter. The optimistic answer: markets are inefficient, and KASPA represents early-stage opportunity before broader recognition. Solana traded under $3 before hitting $260 once the market recognized its speed advantages. KASPA could follow similar trajectory as use cases demanding high throughput migrate to the fastest proof-of-work option available. The realistic answer probably combines both perspectives. Technical performance creates the foundation for potential adoption, but actual price appreciation requires exchange liquidity expanding, developer ecosystem growing, enterprise partnerships validating the technology, and market narrative shifting from Bitcoin is enough to different use cases need different performance characteristics. KASPA is executing on the technical foundation. Transaction volume proves usage is real, not theoretical. Mining infrastructure demonstrates economic viability. The missing element is market awareness catching up to network reality. At 0.08, KS offers asymmetric risk-reward. If you believe speed eventually matters for blockchain adoption, the way it mattered for internet connections, mobile networks, and computing processors. Every technology sector rewards performance improvements once users experience the difference. The question is timing, and whether proof-of-work speed matters enough to overcome Bitcoin's network effects. Before we conclude this analysis, make sure you're subscribed with notifications activated. I'm publishing a comparison titled Proof-of-Work Evolution, KASPA versus Bitcoin versus Litecoin Performance Benchmarks that expands on today's metrics with detailed transaction cost analysis and confirmation time testing. That investigation shows exactly where each chain excels and why use case matters more than market cap. Don't miss positioning insights before speed advantages become widely recognized. Subscribe now. I genuinely appreciate each of you for engaging with this performance-focused KASPA analysis. Your thoughtful questions and data requests push me to deliver research that cuts through market sentiment to examine what's actually deployed. Remember, technical superiority doesn't guarantee price appreciation, but it creates the foundation for potential revaluation when market narratives shift. KASPA has built the fastest proof-of-work blockchain in production. It's processing transaction volumes that exceed legacy chains by multiples. Whether this translates into price discovery depends on adoption continuing, developer ecosystem expanding, and market recognizing that different use cases demand different performance characteristics. At 0.08, KAS represents either undervalued infrastructure before broader recognition, or proof that speed alone can't overcome established network effects. Position accordingly based on your conviction about whether blockchain adoption requires performance improvements or whether Bitcoin's model suffices for all use cases. This is TJ from TJ Crypto World, reminding you that the projects worth investigating are often those solving technical problems the market hasn't recognized yet. Keep researching. Keep measuring on-chain activity rather than social sentiment. And I'll see you in the next investigation where we continue evaluating blockchain projects through performance data rather than promotional narrative.